Good morning, welcome to Cucina Cuzina. This is our 7th episode. And today we're going to be making a lentil soup because we're in the middle of Lent right now. And the lentils are a good replacement for the protein because we have to abstain, or should be abstaining from meat and dairy products. Today we're going to be making two versions, a Greek version and an Italian version. Now the recipe is the same except for the Italian version you add spinach at the end of the end of the recipe. So during Lent we also celebrate St. Patrick's Day, St. Joseph's Day. St. Patrick's Day, as you know, is on the 17th of March. St. Joseph's Day is on the 19th of March. And then on the 25th of March is the Annunciation of the Virgin Mary and Greek Independence Day. So I'm wearing a little blue and white corsage and a little icon of the Virgin Mary to commemorate the Greek Independence Day and the Annunciation of the Virgin Mary. So what we're going to be doing is to a saucepan, add some oil, let it heat up a little bit. And then what we're going to do is I have I've chopped 2 stalks of celery. I removed the ribs because some people can't digest the fiber. And then also 1 onion chopped and 4 carrots chopped. And I use the multicolored carrots because it just gives a little bit of a nice presentation. This is called the mirepoix, with the onions and the carrots and the celery. So we're going to cook that up a little bit, just until they're wilted. You don't have to wait for the carrots to cook because it's going to cook in the broth. Then to that, you want to add some salt to taste. You can use about a teaspoon, but if you want a little bit more, you can use a little bit more. If you want to use less, you can use less. It's up to you. Depends on what you and your family like. Clean hands always, and then a few twists of some nice fresh black pepper. And then while that is cooking down, I chopped some garlic, 3 cloves of garlic. You can use a little bit more or less, and we're going to add that to the mirepoix once this is cooked a little bit. For the garlic, what you don't want to do is you don't want to let it brown once you put it in because it'll get better and it'll ruin the recipe. So another thing that while this is cooking, I just want to mention we're also going to use a spice bag. So either you can use a tea diffuser like this, and I've put cut a little coffee filter in here, or you can just use a coffee filter and tie the spice bag with food grade twine. So in this it's usually 1 huge bay leaf, but I put a couple of little ones. And in here I have 1 teaspoon thyme, 1 teaspoon oregano, and 1 teaspoon of basil. So we're going to add that to the spice bag, and you'll see we're going to add that later. And then put that in there like this. And you also want to get ready 2 ounces of red wine and 15 ounces of tomato puree or diced tomatoes. So this is cooking up nicely. And I always, again, as you know, always promote organic as it's available. And then we're going to, now the lentils, you're going to have a half a cup of lentils. Today I'm using red lentils, and you rinse them and drain them. And I'm not, the reason I'm using the red lentils is because they cook a lot faster than the brown or the green lentils, and you don't have to soak them overnight. The brown and green lentils you usually have to soak overnight. So a little bit more. Now this is a 4 serving bowls. And if you have more people, just serve them in cups. And what we're going to be doing also is broiling some garlic bread. So you can serve the lentil soup with garlic bread. And for dessert, we're going to have some cannolis. And what you usually serve during these feast days is you get a special dispensation to eat the dairy. They're called Zeppoli di San Giuseppe, and these are pastries that are made for St. Joseph's feast day, and it's made out of a choux pastry, an Italian pastry cream with an Italian cherry on top. Sometimes they put some cherry preserves in the middle, and then you can enjoy a nice little dessert during Lent. And for St. Patrick's Day, you might want to serve it with a little Jameson and Bailey's Irish cream in your coffee. So then you celebrate everything. A little break from Lent. Okay, so that's cooking nicely. So we're going to add our garlic. And you want to cook this just until it's fragrant. Again, don't brown it because it'll start to get bitter. Just until you can smell the garlic. Smells good. All those vegetables. Okay, so into the pot, you're going to add your lentils that have been washed and drained. It started to clump up a little bit, but just break it up. It'll come loose because it started to absorb some of the water from the rinse. And then we're going to add 32 ounces of organic vegetable broth. Now, if you want to make the lentil soup that's other than Lent, then you can use chicken broth instead of the vegetable broth. You can make your own as well. When I make dandelions or chicory, I usually save the broth, and I always use it in my vegetable dishes. But it can be a little bit bitter, so you might not want to do that, but it's a very healthy option for you. Dandelions is a great way of cleaning out your system. It takes all the toxins out of your system, and it's a liver cleanser. So stir that around a little bit. Make sure the lentils are swimming freely. Okay, to that, I'm going to add the wine, 2 ounces of red wine, 15 ounces of, I'm using diced tomatoes, but you can use the puree as well. And stir that a bit so that they can get, each of the ingredients gets its little 15 seconds of fame. Make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. Okay, now you're going to add your spice bag or your tea diffuser. So put that in there and let that float around. And all the spices will leach out into the soup. Okay, so now I'm going to lower the heat to a simmer. Cover it and let it cook for 25 minutes. And then when we come back, we're going to add a little vinegar and then let it simmer again for another 5 minutes. We're not going to be using the spinach today, but if you're going to use the Italian version, you're going to use 1 cup of freshly rinsed chopped spinach, and then you'll put that at the end when you put your vinegar in, and then you just simmer it until the spinach is wilted, and then you can serve it. So we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, the soup should be ready. Okay, so welcome back. So now this is all cooked. This actually, if you put it in the refrigerator the next day, it tastes a lot better. So we're going to add about 1 ounce of balsamic vinegar, and we're going to let that simmer just a little bit, just so it can get the little flavors going. And then you can take your spice bag or tea diffuser with the spices in it. You can take that out and then keep stirring a little bit. And again, this actually tastes better the next day. So we are going to plate it. And again, we're going to serve it with nice fresh garlic bread, fresh out of the oven, and some nice fresh cannolis. These are from Lacascia's, freshly made today. So you want to plate it, give everybody a nice bowl of soup. Now you can either garnish it with a little bit of parsley, or leave the garnish out like Columbo said in one episode, keep the garni. And so that's what we're going to make, what we made today. Thank you for joining us today, and happy Easter. Kalo Pascha in Greek, Buona Pasqua in Italian. And we hope to see you in future episodes of Cucina Cusina.